I went to pick up this baseball under my bed and got a whole bunch of cobwebs. That's disgusting. Hey internet, Harris here, and unless you play Minecraft, you probably want a Mac, especially for school. I mean, like, that's kind of a joke, but that's essentially it too. Most college students want Macs because most college students also have iPhones, and nothing goes better with an iPhone than a Mac. Well, maybe an Apple Watch, but then a Mac. So the question is not whether it's Mac or Windows, but for most people it is which Mac is best for them. There are some exceptions depending on what you're studying and what your computer needs are, but I think for most people, a Mac is the best option. And there are some recently updated computers out for 2019, so we're going to take a look at which one might be right for you. And basically the criteria is going to be price, performance, and portability. So let's go ahead and start with price. So this is the cheapest 2019 MacBook Pro, recently updated with a faster processor and a better price tag. And it's actually a pretty good deal. So this starts at $1299, but with student pricing, EDU pricing, you can get $100 off, which is pretty great. Now it's not just $100 off, but you also get a pair of Beats Studio, whereas last year you just got the Beats Solo 3, now you get the Beats Studio 3s, and I absolutely cannot hear myself. But this year you get a really nice pair of like $300 headphones. I can hear myself so much better. You get a pair of $300 headphones with this Mac purchase. So for $100 off plus the Beats Studios in a bunch of different colors is actually a really good deal. So definitely buy now. Okay, and for the cheapest price tag, you get 128 gigabytes of solid state performance. So basically 128 gigabytes of storage. And for most people, that'll be fine. I know a lot of college students watch a lot of Netflix and do a lot of online homework and Google Doc editing, and for that you don't need a whole lot of storage. Now if you need more, you can always use Google Photos or iCloud Drive, but if you need a bunch more storage, you can get a very fast USB-C SSD. You can get a terabyte for like 150 bucks now of this storage. So if you ever run out of storage, you always have something like this. So I don't think it's a terrible idea to just get the baseline storage with this computer. Now before I go any further, if you are a student and you're looking to catch up on a topic that you're struggling with in class, or maybe you want to learn something that you don't want to take a full class for during your school year, Skillshare is an awesome way to learn things on your own pace, your own time schedule, all of that. Skillshare.com offers thousands and thousands of courses on virtually every single topic, from computer science to economics to literature and more. You can check out a video for yourself that will help teach you something you're struggling with or are just interested in. If you check out the link in the description, you will actually get a free 2-month trial. There's no reason not to at least try it. I invite you to just start a free trial. But like I said, check out Skillshare.com, linked in the description. Portability. So this thing is pretty compact. I really like the 13-inch MacBook Pro because you can slide it in any bag and it is awesome. Now I really do like the 15-inch MacBook Pro, and that's what I use on a day-to-day basis because it has additional power. But if I didn't need that additional power, I probably would have just gone with a 13-inch MacBook Pro because you can take it around anywhere. Now it is a lot bigger than something like the iPad Pro because it still is 3 pounds, which you'll feel it in your book bag, and it is just a little over ½ an inch thick. But it's pretty portable, and the bezels are pretty small on it, and the overall footprint of this computer is impressive. And then the last thing would be performance. So performance, including battery life, is going to be actually really good with this. As I mentioned before, the solid state drive on this computer is blisteringly blistering. As I mentioned before, the solid state drive on this computer is super fast, and that's going to affect a lot of day-to-day operations. Things are going to be very snappy, and you're really going to have a good experience using this. I've also been using this for some of my YouTube production to test it out. Even with only 8 gigabytes of RAM and a 1.4 gigahertz processor, I was still able to edit 4K video. It's not something that I would prefer to do. I am very happy to go back to my 15-inch MacBook Pro, which is much more expensive but much more powerful. But if you need to edit video for school projects, or if you're a YouTuber in college, and I just know a lot of people like to edit videos for fun at college, this will be able to do that. It'll be able to edit your video, especially if you plug in an external storage device like this. You don't have to worry about memory or running out of storage. Now outside of that, the Apple claims around 10 hours of battery life. I get a little bit less, but if you charge it at night and you use this during the school day, you're going to be fine. You're not really going to run into issues. It's not as good as an iPad's battery life, which will last you every day. Like, it'll last you a full day guaranteed. This will definitely get you through the majority of the day, most likely the full day if you charge it up overnight. Now, when you start doing things like streaming a ton of video or editing video, this thing's going to die in 4 hours or so if you're consistently editing video, but other than that, it'll last you a while. Now, this is the first year that the entry-level MacBook Pro also featured a touch bar. So you've seen it, that little bar up top that people like to play with their emojis on. It's not totally useful. Like, I could definitely live without it, and don't think you need this computer just because it has the touch bar, but this is the cheapest Mac to ever have a touch bar, and it is cool, it is fun, it does add some functionality, but not a whole lot. But nonetheless, this does have the touch bar, and it has Touch ID to unlock with your fingerprint, and you can also unlock with your Apple Watch if you're one of those cool kids with an Apple Watch. So of course, this will be able to do everything you need to do on the web browser. It will have iTunes, it will have Photoshop support, and Final Cut Pro, and it will ship with iMovie for your free video editing. So for a student, the baseline MacBook Pro is actually a good deal. You get that $100 off right now and a pair of Beats, and there's also some other headphone options if you don't want that exact pair. So I really do think this is actually a pretty good deal. If you buy this outside of the back to school season, it becomes much less good of a deal, but right now, definitely recommend checking out this computer. And if you want something that's even more portable, the MacBook Air is also a good option. The screen isn't as bright and it isn't as powerful, and you lose the touch bar, but outside of that, it's a very comparable computer with slightly better battery life. But I think my recommendation would be the baseline 2019 13-inch MacBook Pro. Alright, that's about it for this video. If you want to buy this, I will leave a link in the description, and you'd really help the channel out if you buy using those links. It'd be a little thank you. I get a very small cut. Anyway, I'll leave some links down below to where you can check this out with their different deals. But thanks so much for watching, and leave any comments down below.